What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Um, Shout out to my 33 brother, the word up in the building. Um, he was speaking about, don't get mad, but be intentional. So, you know, I think, I think with all the things that's going on around the around the country, around the world, pretty much, we have to understand that there's no need. We have to understand what the intent of the situation is. Don't when he's saying don't be mad, be intentional. Understand what your game plan is. Understand what you need to do right now. When he was speaking about the young man Carmelo Anthony going through that situation, you know, I just felt bad for him. I'm like, okay, well, he had nobody around him. He had nobody there to like keep him apprised, keep him down, keep his eye on the prize, which was the track meet. Even though it was a rainy day and all of that other stuff, but he had no support behind him. That's how I took it. So I'm saying to myself, how is a young man who's going through the things that he's going through, how is he getting the support when there's nobody there to back him up? He had to go to another team uh, camp just to keep himself dry or whatever the case may be, and they pushed him out. We know that little story. But my question is, where was his peoples at? Where was his school at? Where was his teammates? Where was his family? Now I understand that sometimes parents got to go out there and work. I understand all of that. I just I just don't understand how we can't find a way to support the young people. But now we're sitting here talking about, well, let's just support. Let's do a boycott. Let's stop doing this. Let's stop doing that. But we can't even show these children the attention that we need to give them. But now we go all just gonna come together and do a boycott because of that other situation that happened in South Carolina. To me, it doesn't make sense. To me, I'm sitting there like, do y'all understand what intention is? Do you understand what is the intention of the boycott? Where was the purpose? What is the purpose of that boycott? Why do you want to boycott that? And we are like, are we going to turn this into another Alabama boat ride situation? Are we going to turn this into well, we're only going to do this for a hot second? What is the end goal behind this boycott that everybody wants to support? Y'all don't want to deal with the Asians because of what that one person said. We are so eager to attack, but with no logic and no understanding of what the game plan is. That is an intent. That's like a do now situation. That's what I get from the word intention. The intent is to do this. But what is your purpose? What is your long goal? How long are you going to do this? Why do you want to go so far to boycott? This is where my 33 brother comes in, because he's going to ask the why portions of the conversations. I'm trying to understand why are we so triggered by what one person says. He can't support a whole group of things. That's like somebody being upset about what Charleston White said, or what who else, Umar Johnson says, or anybody like that. They don't represent the entire culture. But if you feel like they do, all you have to do is not support them. All you have to do is turn it down when you hear them. Go to the next channel. Go to the next page. You can do it from that manner. My question is, what is the purpose of doing this? What is the purpose of going so far to where now y'all don't want to support somebody? Now y'all don't want to do this or that. But yet we don't have a purpose to come together. We don't. We If we being honest, we don't need these people to do the head thing. We don't need these people to have restaurants. We have soul food restaurants all the time. We should be supporting that. But because they're so convenient and so close and they're in our cities, y'all won't do that. Instead of you paying your neighbor to say, you know what, why don't you make a whole chicken and we're gonna pay you for that and do the things that we do, even if it's in their house or whatever the case may be. We don't have that gumption of that type of support. So how do we come together just because somebody make us mad and we're gonna shut down production? Well, when are we gonna open up production? That's what has me upset. It has me upset because we keep talking about shutting things down. Why is our purpose not to open things up? Why are we not coming together to open up a restaurant? Why are we not coming together to open up a bank? If we got all these millionaires, but nobody's opened a black bank. What's the point of having that money? We understand that you can't. Most banks ain't gonna give you a loan, but if you give me a 3%, 4% savings, high savings yield, we could bank with you. I could put 1,000. I could put 10,000 in there and get 400 back or whatever the case may be, whatever the numbers indicate, right? But we don't even have the gumption to do that. But y'all, everybody's so eager. Well, we're gonna shut down because they said they don't think we can do it. They don't think you can do it because y'all don't want to do the damn work. Do the damn work. Let's do the work. And I'm here with my 33 brother now because if y'all don't know, we've been doing this for a while. We've been coming up here, we've been having conversations. We do this for a reason because we understand that it can be done. So we set the example of allowing or making it happen because we want y'all to see that it can be done. But you can't sit there and complain that nobody's doing it because there are people. The intention of us doing this is to show you that it can be done. The purpose is to be the example. That's what it is. So you have to understand if you got an intention without a purpose, it may not get you to where it needs to get you. Because intention may be a short term thing, but your purpose can get you a little bit further because you're going to work harder at it. So, you know, I'm a little long winded. I know I got my 33 brother up here, but I just wanted to say that real quick before we start the conversation. Um, you know, like I said, it pissed me off because my 33 brother, he was saying some things, and I'm just like, yo, he's saying the right thing, but how many people are listening? How many people are going to react and respond to what he's saying? How many people are going to understand what he's trying to tell us? And this is what made me come to this live tonight. Y'all know I don't do lives at this time because this is my 33 brothers time. But I just said, let me come up here and have this conversation with him so that way if he wants to further expand on it, if he further wants to touch on it, he has the opportunity to do so. And now, without further ado, my 33 brother. What up, though?
What up, though? Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
All right, I just wanted to make sure everything was good. I mean, bro, I mean, I don't even know what else to say, man. I mean, that passion of correction, that's what people, I think they run away from. You know what I'm saying? But people need to hear that because that's why when I was talking about boycotting, I was saying like we're not organized to do it together, but we can do it individually. And I look at it more like when somebody say I'm going on a diet to lose weight. You know what I tell them? You don't need to go on a diet, bro. You just need to change the way you eat. It's a different mindset. So, like what I was telling people, this is the opportunity now. Since we boycotting, I'm gonna use that as the opportunity to promote, support your own people, just like everybody else do. You don't have to look at it as a boycott, but look at it as, you know what, these people don't appreciate me, so let me find some who do. You know what I'm saying? That's why I introduced the Now app. That app been around for the longest, but
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't know about it. Like what you were saying, black bank. There are black banks. Like my one of my bank accounts where majority of my money is in a black bank. This is the kicker though. It's not popular. So it's only two locations in Michigan.
Mm.
And to go to that bank, I got to drive like 8 miles to the closest one. So I got other bank accounts. I got a black credit union, which I found right around my house. So that's kind of cool too. But everybody else, they've been in the game a lot longer. So you can go see a Comerica, Chase, a PNC, whatever. All these other banks is one on every other corner, like churches in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
But the black bank ain't like that. But if we support it more, they can grow. That's the whole thing about black businesses. It's not that we don't got them. It's the point they're not supported to the fact where they can grow and they can be a convenience. But it can be because if you look at spending power, black people spend, I mean, by statistically, black people spend the most money. So
Absolutely.
what are you spending your money on, though, is the question. So, I mean, but I feel you. It's like every time something happens, you want to get pissed off for a minute, and it lasts for not even a season. You know what I'm saying? It don't even
Right.
last a season. It lasts for a couple days, a couple weeks, and then it's back to normal. And then
Back to
something else
normal.
happens,
Yeah.
and I mean, you ain't gonna never get the respect. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I say just change the way. Like just talking through, talking to other people, they was like, "Well, I've been boycotting Target. I've been," and that's cool. After you do it for so long, it's no longer a boycott. You just change the way you shop.
Right.
We need to change the way we spend. That's it. Just change the way you spend. You ain't got to call it a boycott. Just whatever you put your money in, use the intention to grow that. Put your money in it because not only because you're getting something from it, but or not only because it's convenient, but because you want to see it flourish. You want to see it grow.
Do you think that the reason why we're not getting the solutions or the resolutions that we're getting is because we're not investing into the results? Meaning, for example, we got black stores, right? You got black stores, but we sitting there because we got black stores. We think we can automatically get I don't want to pay the top dollar. Let me get a
Mm.
discount type thing. Do you think that's the reason why we can't come together? Is it the state of mind or a frame of mind? What do you think?
It is. I think is because it's multiple reasons. But if you're looking at like primary reasons, I think one is because people always want to hook up. But you see somebody look like you, oh, hook me up. Two, like you said, it might be more expensive than the other store, the convenience store. But why is it more expensive? People who ain't in business don't understand. A lot of times people get blackballed. They don't get the deals that the major corporations get so they can cut prices. They got to make money too. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna expect somebody to open the store and not make money? Why would they keep doing it? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, people don't complain about Gucci prices. You know, they don't
Right.
complain about that. You know what I'm saying? When they go into Target or Walmart or whatever store they go into, they don't get to the cash register and say, "Hey, let me get a deal." They don't do that. But when it comes to their own people, they do it. And another reason, so that's two reasons. But the main reason, I just this is in my heart. This is just how I feel, and um, it's predicated upon my own personal experience.
Yeah.
Black people compete with each other too fucking much, bro. Instead of looking at a black person like, yeah, let me invest in them or let me support them so they can grow, they look at them like, oh shit, they got more than me. I ain't putting no money into that. They ain't getting my money. People think like that, bro.
That's sad, and that's the thing that I want people to get, like that we've been having this conversation, not even on this level as far as you know supporting stores and things like. We've been talking about this on this app. We know that there's people that have the same conversations, that has the same ideas and motives of what we have, but for whatever reason we can't link or lock up with them. And I'm saying I'm not competing with anybody. I don't have to compete with anybody because if it's right, it's going to do what it needs to do. I don't care if it touches 1 or 100. It doesn't matter to me. My thing is that I am doing this because the intent was I felt that nobody was doing it, but the purpose was for me to get that thought out of people's minds that somebody really can have this passion to have these conversations, or a person can really mean what he's saying about whatever the topic is. the momentum, the agenda. There is nothing hidden when you do what you're supposed to do with this thing. So, just touching on that, we have to understand, if you want to be intentional, have a purpose with the intention. And I just think that a lot of people just have an intent but not a purpose, because a lot of the intent is that I'm following the person that's in front of me. I'm following the clique that's in front of me. I'm following them people that's being jerks and morons and idiots or whatever the case may be. Instead of saying, you know what, let's make this a purpose to go ahead and put this idea down there so everyone can see that there's another side of the nonsense that's being displayed. There's an opposite side to it. But because the right thing to do seems to be so low in value, this is why a lot of people stay away from it, or the conversations, or the logic of doing the right thing. And like I said, sometimes you can just be tired of it because everybody wants to talk, but nobody wants to do the work.
Commander, what up, nine? Nicole,
Commander,
what it
what's
do? What
up?
the business is? Hope
Nicole, how you
everything
feeling?
good. Yeah, bro. That's a lot of times. That's why people, like you said, you do something. The intent. What's the intent? The intent is because, like, with the whole boycotting thing, because we feel respected, but they have no purpose. That's why it don't last long. If you look at intention and purpose, they work with one another. When you have one without the other, they usually fail, but they work well together. You know, purpose is your will, bro. That's why when you have intent backed by purpose, no matter what adversity you face, you keep going. But when you have no purpose with your intent, when you face adversity, a lot of times people just say, forget about it. They drop it, leave, go do something else. That's what happens. So they go together. They work with one another. One they can exist individually, but purpose and intent is like husband and wife.
It's just more powerful when two becomes that one synchronized idea or unification, or however you want to see it fit. This is why I tell people, even in a relationship, people get upset about the word submission. I say, well, if you look at submission as the bigger picture, or you look at the marriage as the bigger picture, submitting to it shouldn't be a problem, right? It's because if I get on bended knee and say, you're gonna make me a better man, will you marry me? Her answer should be, yes, I'm going to marry you. Not just because I love you, it's because I want you to be the best version of yourself and I want to assist you with it. Not to say there's a routine or order, but you're looking at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is, once you become together, once you become one, you should want to start the family. You should want to start, the looking for the house for the kids and generational wealth and all of those things, because we have an understanding that we can do this together, and when we do this together, we have four eyes on the vision instead of two. But because we see that word submission, oh, I'm not gonna bow down to anybody, but yet you as soon as your boss tell you bring your ass to work by 8 o'clock, you be there at 7:55. But you don't want to work with your partner because what? There's no money involved. We have to have the intention of understanding what is the goal, what is the game plan, even in a marriage, even in a friendship, even in a relation, whatever type of situation it is, business, friendship, family, relatives, however you view it. You have to do this thing, because if you don't do it, you're going to miss the bigger picture. And when you miss the bigger picture, you're wasting time and you're wasting your energy, and that's going to drain you and make you upset.
That's fact. Commander said it also required passion. Fact. That's passion is what fuels your will. You have to be passionate and self control. Those are great tools. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, people look at things like singular. Like, I have this, but what is thing? Everything comes with something. So if you don't have passion with purpose, that fire dial. If you don't have self control with your intent, you get off track. The intent is what you're doing. Is what you're doing. What is your intent? The intent is the action. So that action has to be controlled. And if you don't have those things, so it's not just so you people don't have the understanding of these concepts and they don't have the tools to produce the concept. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? And that comes through self development, self cultivation. I mean, if you don't know it now, don't mean you can't know it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people go throughout life with a minute understanding of something, and then when they get older, they get the epiphany. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But my goal is to give it to the youth a lot quicker. And the best way to make sure the youth get it is make sure the adults got it. You know what I'm saying? Then they can pass it down. I can't touch everybody's kid, but if I can touch the parent, then the parent pass it down. You know, play it forward. That's how we're supposed to do it. So when I be having these conversations, I do my best to not come off as like a know-it-all or something, but some things should be broken down to the minutest form, to get a better comprehension of it. Not just the understanding. To me, it's not good enough to know anything. You have to comprehend it. Knowing is just being aware of it. But when you comprehend something and you can manipulate it, you can utilize it, you can make it work for you. So that's why I do what I do.
And
That's what fueled me.
and I appreciate every fashion of how you put that because we joke about knowing is half the battle, right? The best part of the battle is when you put that information on display that will strengthen the knowledge and give you the wisdom to say, you know what he told me is true. How do I know it? Because I put it on display. I put it into work. I put it into action in my own life, in my own situations, in my own scenarios. And now I can't refute that answer is right because when I put it on display, the result was the same as that person that gave me that information result was maybe a little bit different, but the result was the result. It was utilized and it was used to get the answer that I got. So now I can say, you know what? Let me lean on this person because that person gave me some information and tools. It's not about you being right. It's not about me being right. It's about the information that is given to be right. We not doing this for self gratification. We don't do this for self glory. We do this because we want people to understand that the information that's coming out of our mouths is not. I don't want to say it's our truth. And if our truth becomes everybody else's fact, then it's not us. It's just our experience showing you that it's possible that something could elevate from my life into yours and gravitate into something that it becomes without dispute that with the information that we're given is you being used in its proper respects and you're getting the same results that we got. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of hard work, but I'm trying to figure out why is it that we don't want to do the work. We've been working our tails off for the longest period of time. You know, I'm not ashamed to say I need assistance. I need some information. This is why I have been talking about the year of self because I understand I have room to grow. I'm not grown by any stretch of the imagination. And whatever people pour into me, if it's useful, I can use it. If somebody else could use it, I will pass that information on to somebody else. Word just says something that may not apply to me, but maybe it'll apply to you. He said 1 plus 1 is 2. Oh yeah, I can understand why he said that. Now I need them. It's just the simple passing of the information that you give. But a lot of people feel like they have the answers, they know everything, and because of that, they so busy wanting to tear the messenger up instead of taking the time just to look at the information, look at the message that was given. If it works for you, then apply it and see if it simplifies your day or your life or your week or however you look at it. And if it does, nobody look for gratification. We just want the best for you. This is why I believe you use the term, a better you is a better us for that simple reason alone.
Yeah, Commander, I was talking and I was muted. I didn't know. And then when Gary started talking, I looked like, oh yeah, I'm muted. I muted myself, and my bad, bro. But
Yeah.
yeah, man. You know who influenced me? Like the man in the mirror, bro. Mike. That that was one of the most profound things I ever heard. If you want to see a change in the world, look at yourself and make the change. You be the change, man. And hopefully, I mean, that's at the end of the day. I mean, I used to say, why can't we come together? We. And then I'm like, hold on, bro. I ain't French. Let me just do it. And then as I do it, then I notice I start meeting other people who was willing to do the same thing. So now that's all I'm focused on. I don't I'm not gonna say I don't care. It just doesn't bother me anymore. That when people don't want to put the work in, I realize they probably not capable of it, bro. A lot of times people just it's because you do it, we automatically think it can be done. But that's not true. It's just not, bro. We all built different. And some people are so broken that they can't be fixed. And unfortunately, we still have to see those broken people, and it's hard to stomach that because we were broken, but we wasn't. We were bent, and we thought we was broke, and we just bent ourselves back together. But when you broke, bro, you broke. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I hate to say it that way, but some
Nah.
people bend and some people break.
And
But
that's
even if you fix a break, bro, it's still that the area that it broke at is still fragile, man. And that's what I realized just going through this world, bro. I used to try to help everybody, man. And then I realized like only person I can truly help is myself. That's the only person I can truly help. That's the only thing I have control and power over is me. No matter how bad I want something for somebody else, if they don't want it for themselves, then it is what it is.
Scorpio Mama. What's happening? I see my brother
Score
Frankie Blanco in the building. What's happening? Welcome in, welcome
Blanco.
in, welcome in. Yo, you know what's crazy? I think that because people don't want to do that self examination, right? They don't want to do it, so they don't even know what level of distress they are possibly in. You understand what I'm saying? Like they may think they broke, but they just got a little bend in them, right? You know how people say, when they tell the ladies, hey, examine yourself. You feel a lump, come in, right? A lot of women might say, you know what, that's just nothing. I ain't gonna worry about it. And then it might be something, it might not be, but they don't go and examine themselves. They look at it, all right, I see it, but it don't mean nothing, and just leave it there. And I think that's what we do in totality because we're so used to that bump in the road being there, or that bump on the body, or however you want to display it, because we see it in that way. I just think people just bypass it like it's nothing. It don't mean anything. That's supposed to be there because we're getting older. No, it's not. That's not supposed to be there. If it was supposed to be there, you should have had it when you was younger. You understand what I'm saying? But because we don't want to do the work and examine ourselves and take care of ourselves, look at ourselves and do all of those things, I think that's what's keeping us handcuffed. I think that's what's keeping us in our own self bondage. We keep want to make the excuse, life, everything outside of us got us entangled or bondage. No, it's your ideas, it's your thoughts that keep us bonded up, and we're never gonna get nowhere because we keeping ourselves in bondage, and that don't make sense to me.
Can I tell you a quick story real
Go
quick?
ahead.
So the other day I was on TT. I was in the chat. I ain't going on a panel. And I was
Mm-hmm.
having a conversation with a young lady. And I was literally talking about me, right? And I was telling her about um just my journey, how I've been in bad relationships, and I don't fault the person. I fault myself for dealing with them, and that's how I learned how to make better decisions. Because it's easy to go through something and say this person did this and then this, and you feel justified. Like you feel like okay,
Did I lose you? Mic check, mic check. I think I lost him. Oh, he on mute. There you go. Or is that me? Hold on, y'all. He coming back. My check. Can you hear me? You back?
There we go. I'm on stage. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I hear you now.
Okay. I don't know where you lost me at, but I was just telling her.
Oh, the
I was
story, the
talking about.
story. Yeah.
I was telling her that instead of being upset at my ex-wife, I just learned I need to choose better. She was like, "Well, here we go. Now you victim blaming. When people do wrong to me, then they did." And I'm like, I'm not even talking about you." She was like, "Well, that's that red pill stuff. Or you just telling women to choose better." And I said, "No, I was literally telling a story about me." But she was so traumatized from her life experiences that she get triggered when I say I had to choose better. The people around me, that's what I can control. She said, "Well, somebody do me wrong." I'm not saying I'm not telling you how you should or shouldn't feel. I'm just telling you about me. This is my journey. But you personalizing my experience. So what is that? Is that so you telling me I'm wrong? But I got results out of this. I'm not bitter about what people did because I understand people just go be who they are. That's it. I can't make the world conform to my likability. I can't make the world say, hey, be nice to me because I'm a good person. That's not how it works. All I can do is choose better, choose who's in my life, choose the environments I'm in, choose the situations I'm in. And even then, yeah, you have variables involved. Shit can go left or right. But at the same time, the better you choose, the less likely something bad go happen. And that's all I was telling her. But she got triggered. And I'm like, okay, nice conversation, but you have a nice day. Because now you bashing me because I'm telling you, and well, you're trying to victim blame. How am I trying to victim blame? I'm literally talking about me. But this is how messed up people are in general. Like I'm telling the story about me. If anything, if you take something from it, good. If you don't, then okay, that's fine. But I'm not telling you you need to do anything. But you get to the point where you're attacking me because I'm not attacking you now. Or you think I'm subliminally attacking you because I said I'm doing this. Like she was like, I bet you a cheater. No, I actually never did. Well, I can't believe that. Well, that's fine. What you want me to do? You want me to prove to you I don't cheat? No, like you're projecting your experience with men on me because you haven't met a man who didn't cheat. Doesn't mean all men don't cheat. That's not what that means. That means you haven't met one. That's it. People want to take their personal experience and generalize it and just say this is how the world is when that's not true. It's just not. But that's when people have limited experiences, then that's all they know. This is the problem with just knowing something. When you just know something, you're just aware. But when you have comprehension, then you know it's something bigger than you out there.
And I think a lot of well, first off, Blackbird, welcome in. My favorite logical thinker, more perspective. How you feeling? Welcome in. Right?
Mo Blackbird, what up though, fam? Appreciate
Yeah,
both of
we
y'all.
did win, Blackbird. Hey, listen, I'm coming down off of that. I'm still coming down off of that victory last night. I ain't gonna lie to you, and that's like even when you look at that, right? You look at the game, and I'm around it all into this very example that we're talking about, right? They kept saying that this dude, this little short guy, he's not even short. He's over 6 feet, but he can't bring a team to a championship. And all season long, he's been willing them to yo, we can do this. Don't worry about it. We can come back. We can do this. They down by a huge amount. They got obstacles in the way, and yet they still standing at the top of the hill as the champions. Why? Because he understood that I'm not here to lose. I know what my purpose is. My purpose is to win as many games as possible. Will I win them all? No, but I will win enough to get to that finish line, become a champion. If we was to put that into our conversation right now, his intent is to play basketball, but his purpose is to win as many games as possible. And now because he took that purpose and made it for the long stretch, he's now a world champion. And this is the thing that we have to do. We, of course, our intent is to do the right thing, but our purpose is to show the result of you doing the right thing is a better product for not just you, but everybody else. If everybody took that time and understood what the logic is between the intent and the purpose and collaborated or combined it, it's like Frankie said, I'd rather have questions that I can't answer, meaning, I need to speak to somebody to get these answers, because if I got the answers that I can't question, I'm not going to reach out to ask the question to nobody, because the answer is the answer. I'm not questioning the answer no more. As long as you got room to grow, you could understand that growth is very necessary in your life. You should strive to do that, because when you do, everything around you becomes better, not just for you but everybody else.
Yeah, Blanco getting philosophical. They call me the hood prophet. I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that I mean that probably went over people's head, man. Because there's so many answers in today's society that you can't question, man. So I feel them 100 on that. I'd rather have questions I can't answer than answers I can't question. And most people got answers that you can't question. They tell you have the faith. That's what they tell you. Have faith in it, man. Nah, bro, we need facts behind it.
Yeah, I need to know where you got this information from so I can do the work myself. I'm not saying that you're incorrect. I'm saying I need to stamp that information into my brain. Hey, I can't discredit this information that you gave me. Just because one person told me, I need somebody else not to verify, but just to confirm the understanding of it, so where I can sit there, all right, let me do some more thinking. Now it's two people. If I get it wrong, it's because my thought process is not on the level of you guys that's giving me the answer. This is why I can always reach out to somebody like the Word, because at the end of the day, he's going to give me the information that I need. He's going to give me the just sit down and just look at it from this perspective instead of your perspective. If you look at it from another perspective, it will make you just visualize from another eye level and go there and figure it out. He said, if you ask me, the sponges, mops, and
I mean, I mean, if you made something, would you, I mean, if you are marketing something specifically towards someone, you will make it more uh, friendly towards them. That's like tools, you know. I'm pretty sure they make tools with the intent for men to grab them, but women can grab them too. But like even like when they came out with the Xbox controller, I'm like, man, that big ass thing, man. When I grabbed it, I was like, this controller is so comfortable, bro. It was so comfortable, man.
it
Cause
just
I was
fits.
so used to the little controller tapping the little.
Yeah,
Nah, man, it fit my hand, bro.
it just
That's why I
sits.
rocked out with Xbox for so long. Like, man, that PlayStation, I literally used to say PlayStation got a girl. After I grabbed the Xbox remote, the PlayStation remote was for girls after that. That's how I used to think, bro. I'm being honest, man. I'm being honest. So I wouldn't doubt it, Frank. I wouldn't. Let me stop. I'm being petty, bro.
Nah,
Frankie,
but
you got me being petty, man.
it's
I'm
okay
trying to
because
justify his BS, bro. That's BS.
nah, this is what he do though. That's is why. That's what I'm saying. This
That's
is
my
what we.
dog,
But
man.
that's the beauty of the whole thing. The intention, like right, we come into with the intention of, we want people to feel comfortable. We gonna see where they at. Comments come in. We gonna greet it. We gonna meet it. We gonna touch on it, and we gonna keep it going, right? But there's so many people that just want you to just show up, hit the like button, don't say nothing, or just send me a super chat or whatever. But y'all not building a comfort zone for people to come in and just have a conversation. The purpose of these channels that you and I have built, so we can conversate, and even if we go off topic, we can answer somebody's question, or delineate on what's being said, and meet them where they at, and we can be cool with that. You know what I'm saying? And not worry about it.
if Frankie, I don't agree with that, bro. I don't, and that's probably because of my life experience. I feel the capable should handle the position, and I think I'm not go. I don't even do the percentage. I don't care. As long as a person is capable of fulfilling the role of the position, I don't care what sex, race, gender, none of that shit matter. Long as they capable of doing it, So if a woman is capable of a position that men dominate, but she can do the job up to par, then let her do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with people being entitled or nepotism when it comes to certain positions. Like, do I think all women are capable of everything men do? No, but I know there are women totally capable too. So why shouldn't they do it? That's how I look at it. That's like if you capable of something. I mean, discrimination is just discrimination. If a person is capable of doing it, I don't care what they are. That's like, what if a man want to be a nurse and he's highly capable of it, but a nurse is a woman's job, a man shouldn't do it. Is the same thing, bro. I mean, I just feel if a person is capable, bro. Men are more emotional than women,
I
bro.
knew it was coming.
I debate that all day.
I knew it was coming. I knew it.
Oh,
I knew it. I knew it because I knew
nah,
he was
I don't
coming
see
with
it,
that.
nigga.
The only word they only worry about what other women think. I
That's
mean,
not all women though, bro. I know some women that's stone cold with it, bro. I mean, and I'd be like, damn, well, you got to check your birth certificate, bro. Make sure you was born with estrogen because, I mean, like some women, they just, I'm being serious, bro. It's some women built for battle, bro. That's just how it is. Some women are built for battle, and some women ain't, But I don't generalize. If they capable of it and they prove they capable of it, then it ain't nothing to talk about. I don't think people should be entitled to things. I think people should earn everything, and if they earned that position, then they earned it. You know, it,
now,
it
now, cause
everything back then, men built stuff like for, but what man do, bro? Look. Let's be honest, bro. Let's be 100% honest. And I don't know statistics. I'm just talking off what I see. It's more men trying to be like women than women trying to be like men right now. So make that shit make sense, bro. If men are this or that, man, it's most men trying to be like women, bro. So they can have, because they think being a woman is easier than being a man. That's just what it is, bro. So I mean, you can't look, man, bro. It's a human thing, bro. I don't look. If a woman is capable of it, then let her rock out. That's like somebody say, "Would you let a woman lead you?" Hell yeah, if she's a good leader, why wouldn't I? Like, well, I can't, bro. I ain't built like that. I don't look at something. Well, I look at the results of things. Are you capable of doing it? Can you put me in a position where I can be effective and efficient? Then I will follow. If you
now,
can teach me the things I need to know and help me grow, I'm willing to follow you. But if you can't and you just entitled, like when they say men do it, man, look, bro, men are more emo. That's why we get all these wars and shit like that, bro. Man, look, bro.
but
Nah, I don't.
hold on. Let me ask you a question right there. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna ask that question right there. Like we know, well, for those of you that don't know my 33 brother, y'all have to understand. Ego with him is emotions, right? So I'm gonna ask him right there. Do you think the ego of a man is what makes him closer to the female because you feel like the ego is an emotion, or is it censored to the emotion? That's why you feel like a lot of us are heading towards femininity as far as people in position and power, like presidents and stuff like that.
I mean, ego is one of the most misunderstood aspects about the humans. Your ego is there to protect you, so it's not an ego thing. A lot of times, it's more of a self-esteem thing. The way people look at themselves, which is self-esteem, is how you look at yourself. So it's more about how people are looking at themselves. People like when you talk about identify, like if you in a boy's body and you're identifying with a female, I don't know how that worked because I never did it. I'm just being honest. Psychologically, I can read all these reports and stuff. I'm gonna be honest with you. None of it makes sense, bro. I didn't seen so many reports on how people gender swap the identity aspect, and it does not. It's not anything in there that's logical. It's not. It's to me, it's not logical how you can be in a boy's body and you feel like I can understand influence. We can be influenced. So when a kid is around a bunch of women, I'm speaking from personal experience. When I was little, I was majority around women. I used to sit down to pee because that's how I seen people pee.
Right.
That's how I was taught to pee, to sit down. There wasn't nobody there telling me to stand up and hold it or none of that. They told me to sit on the toilet. So I'm sitting on the toilet and peeing. Then when I got around men, they like my uncle was like, "What the hell is you
I think I might have lost him again. He said, "Got But let me answer Mo question real quick. I think that even Mux is a little, or whatever you call this thing. I think it's easier for me. It's free because I'm not doing nothing else on this. There you go. He back.
has nothing to do with nature. Your desires and nature is two different things, man. What's natural? It's naturally that you have a penis. So with that, it's easier to stand up than to sit down to pee. That's natural. It's natural that boys are aggressive. That's natural. Now all the other stuff is learned behavior. Everything else is learned behavior. That's why up until the 70s, I believe it was being homosexual was a psychological disorder. Up until like I think the 70s.
Yeah, right around that time.
Yeah, it was a
It was more
psychological. It was
accepted.
probably
Yeah.
like late 60s, early 70s,
Mm-hmm.
but I just say 70s to round it off.
Yeah.
Realest one in the building. What it do with the business is,
Real, this was
and
happening.
and bro, I'm not go look. I understand. I even understand that the studies with the GMOs and all that. I ate that same shit, and I don't want to put no dress on or no makeup or no glitter or none of that shit. So I don't know, bro. I mean, maybe they genes is different from mine. My shit didn't mutate into me wanting to put. All that shit is still conscious, bro. That's what you're consciously doing, and you do it, and you feel good or you feel whole. I don't know how motherfuckers feel. I don't know. I haven't experienced that, and I don't. I stopped really looking into it because it didn't affect me. But um, but men always been more emotional, bro. I ain't gonna say more emotional, but they ain't no less. We express it differently. Women get emotional. They want to talk, yell, and scream. Men get emotional. They tear shit up, bro. That's just it. Always been like that.
One fight.
You ever
One
see?
fight.
You ever see? They crashing out. They popping off. No, they emotional, bro. They doing all that shit. Rage, anger, all those are emotions, bro. So it's not that women they just express it differently.
Yeah,
People in
I agree with
general
that.
are emotional. That's like this one dude on TikTok talk about men are more logical than females. I said no, they not. He said yes, it is. I can prove it. I said I can prove it too. Tell me the three laws of logic. He didn't know none. So how the fuck you logical than a female? And you don't even know what logic is.
Yeah, word.
Like
I
you don't
think.
even know what the fuck it is, bro. And you talk about you men are more no, they're not. Men are not more logical than females. That's not. I will say men are probably more observant or analytical, but not logical. Not logical.
But okay, see, that's another thing, right? Like we using these words. Like I think people using words, and they try to simplify it into like to match another word, right? If you're being analytical, that doesn't mean you're being logical. You're just putting information. You putting it together, type stuff. And I think that's a lot of the things that we have, as human beings, have been doing for the longest period of time. It's just like when you say, there's a definition in a meaning. Now, I promise you, I guarantee you, one person is going to say that's the same thing before. If we was on like a grandest of stage, they would tell us the definition and meaning is the same thing. And like, there you go. You know what I mean? Like this is what I'm trying to tell you. Because there's so many people think that every word could be a similarity to a thing, that it's equal to a thing, and it's not. And because they don't have the they don't have the purpose to really do the work to understand that there's different identities or different definitions and different meanings even with the same word, but they just lump it together as one because they don't know how to do the work to do it. So that's just that, I think that's becoming more of a human nature. We don't want to do the work, so we rather just say, all right, that sounds like that, so we can lump that together instead of saying, you know what, it can be that, but it's not that. So we literally be all over the place because we're trying to simplify things, and that doesn't help us a lot.
Yeah, I think Frankie just don't like the fact that I'm saying men are emotional. Or I say it like this. Let me say it another way.
He got that. You might as well go live because he was saying something so bad.
So men are more emotionally unhinged than women. I say it like that. Men are more emotionally unhinged. Bro, half of the things that men do and crash out is because of emotion. People forget what emotions are. Anger, upset, frustration, all that shit is emotions, man. And men act on it just like women. They just express it differently.
He said,
Yeah, if
"Fuck
I'm
you," and
if
now I'm
it
gonna punch him in his face.
right. You stepped on my shoes, bro. Like, hold on, bro. Like, men aren't emotional. You step on somebody's shoe. How is that logic? Like, how's it logic? I'm gonna knock somebody noodles out for stepping on a $100 pair of shoes.
but
Now I'm
there's
about
an
to spend 35 to life in
But there's
prison
an answer
because
to that because it's the physicality of, yo. I just spent $130 for these shoes and you stepped on it. Well, the logical thing is that you live, first
yeah,
of all, you
and
live in a
see,
city
Frankie,
that's
and
crowded
or
like
even
that.
this, even this, bro. That's like this. I'm gonna show you something. Let somebody non-black call a black person an N-word. What happens?
Oh, they get emotional. They get
Now
triggered.
is that now they get triggered? Why are they triggered? Because it's an emotion. They get angry. So, but it's not logical to hit someone just because they said something to you. That's not logical because a word that if you can hit someone you, and then you can go to prison, you can be in jail, or you can get your butt beat or unalive over words. And then now when you become logical, right? And now if we were logical, if somebody called me an N word, very first thing I think of is like, man, who the fuck is this? And then I'll be like, why are they coming to me? And then I'm like, oh, they must be ready to crash out. These people might be one to they might want to DIE by a black man. You know how they say, by cop. There's some people out there who be thinking that I ain't got nothing to lose. Let me go call a black person. It's people like that, bro. Like you be minding your business. I was walking down the street with my kids, white dude riding past. Like I'm tired of these N words in the neighborhood. I could have got mad, but I'm looking like, bro, you in a pickup truck with overalls on, bro. I already know what type of time you on. You probably got a shotgun in the back seat or something. Like, nah, I'm straight, bro. I'm gonna just keep it moving. I'm not gonna let that bother me. And I kept walking. Then he did it again. Then I said something like, yeah, me too. I'm tired of all these N words. Then they come in white. They coming in white now. He looked like he looked. Then the motherfucker drove past my house like 3 times. So I got the big boy to put it on the couch. My wife like, what you doing? I said, I'm about to Swiss cheese something if he stop. You know what I'm saying? Because now you ride past my house, I feel threatened for my life. But I didn't bother him. I didn't Swiss cheese him, but I was ready. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't logically ready for that answer or that response you gave. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I say we got so much work to do as a group of people, and only conversations like this, it can only it only help us and not hurt us because we're having this conversation even through the chat, but it's meaningful. It's healthy, right? Because even if Frankie is playing, there's people that generally will think like that, even if he's just joking. And this is why we gotta have a conversation and show like, yo, we can have a conversation and give a constructive answer without tearing nobody down at the same time, even if it's play or real conversation. We can give these answers up and not, you know, and it be
And
constructing. I
see,
know, I know.
yeah, I know you're joking because I was about to say, bro. Like that's ego. Like when you hear men say that men built this world, that's ego. Because the reality is men and women built this. You can't discount uh the contributions women built. We enjoying one now just by being on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Women did that, bro.
Oh shit! Don't start that one.
You know, I'm just saying, just in general. But
Nah,
no,
don't.
but like, I know, we know Frankie, so we know he joking. You
Yeah.
know, we know how we go back and forth at one another. Just, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But it's some men who really think like that, who really mean that. Like, oh,
Right.
man built this world, bro. Man didn't build this world without women, bro. You can't. Man wouldn't even be on the planet without women. So I don't take like this the thing too. That's why like I can't be on TikTok, bro. It's some crazy ass women over there, bro. I'm talking about some crazy women, some delusional women. And when you tell them like, sis, that's delusional, like I'm trying to help pull you out the abyss because that's where you at. You ain't even in hell. You below hell right now with the way you look. I know you've been hurt, but I am not that one who hurt you. But it's some delusional women who just think like men in general are bad. Like no, people in general are bad. Like when you start putting sex and race to things, then it's to make you feel better about the shit, bro. That's just what it do. When you like as a black man, for me to say, oh, all white people or all non-black people bad, that's just making me feel better about myself. Bro. That's all it's doing. That it ain't doing nothing though. That shit ain't true. That shit delusional. People are fucked up in general.
Delulu.
Just people. Delulu. That's what I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start calling people Delulu.
Hey, Delulu. What you talking
So if you,
about?
so if y'all hear me call somebody Delulu, then y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, no, that's a little Delulu. Y'all know
They
what I'm
go.
talking about.
Nah, they gonna take it the wrong way. Even though the Lulu, what you trying to say? You trying to say I'm soft? You trying to say I'm a girl? I'm,
Commander. That's why. Look, man, they was chewing me up. I was sitting on the panel and I couldn't even talk. And they was like, see, and I said, this is said. I was on a panel with six women, and this is what set them off. I said, y'all don't know what men are. Y'all want men to be the way you want them to be, and that takes away from the man. You emasculate a man, and then you get upset when he's no longer a man. That set him off because this lady was like, "Well, I want my man to be. He should know how I am emotionally. I want him to be emotionally intelligent. I want him to be this. I want him to be that. I want him to be, like okay, you want him to be soft as hell, but then when it's time for him to be hard, he don't know how because he's soft.
he
You
stripped
want
it
him to go
away.
from
He
soft to
turned the
hard.
light
So
switch off.
yeah, like bro, no, just let a man. Men show love differently from women. We don't do all the cuddling and touching. I'm not saying all men. I'm just saying in general. Now, if we generalize it, you'll have more men show their love by actions, meaning taking care of the family, making sure the family's safe. That's how they show love and pre going to work, working when they tired, working when they sick, working when they half dead, just to make sure, second working a job they don't want to work, but it's making them money to bring it to the home. That's how a man shows love. It
Intent
ain't by
versus
saying
purpose.
I fucking love you. That's not how they say all this shit I did, and now I got to still say some shit. You don't see what the fuck I did. That's how man mind think. That's that's how man look. I just went 14 fucking hours, slept for two, and went back for another 14. And you don't think I love you? And
But
I
you don't
still got
love
to
me
say
because
this shit. That's how
you
man
ain't love
minds
me
work.
because you don't love me because you ain't make my sandwich yet. You see, I just came through that door. I'm hungry. What you think?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's how I told my wife today, right? She was like, my wife. She told me every day she appreciates me, and I'm like, bro, why you keep telling me that? She was like, because three times you was comfortable, relaxing. I asked you to get up, and it took you 30 minutes to get back. And I'm like, what? She was like, because I asked you to do something, then the kids asked you to do something, then I asked you to do something. And she said, you don't complain, you just do stuff. And then you sit down like, damn, I forgot to do this. She said, you will do everything for everybody else and forget to do things for yourself. And she said, I just want to tell you, I love you and appreciate you for that. I'm like, I don't know if I do. I just do what I need to see. Okay, some shit need to be done. I just do it. I just make sure it get done. That's it. I don't think about what I'm doing or what. I don't think about none of that. She just had a minor surgery, so she been down for 2 days. So I take care of everything. Usually she run the morning, I run the afternoon. We got a little thing, how we function.
Mm-hmm.
And when she down and out, then I do everything. When I'm down and out, then she do everything. So that's just we work as a team like that. So I don't look at it like she was like, but she said I hear horror stories. She talked to her other married friends. One of her uh friends got gout on his foot, and the girl got to wash him and do all this stuff for him. And I'm looking like, damn, bro, I couldn't do all that. Take me out the game, bro. I can't. And,
Damn.
and he's totally capable of doing it himself. But like their culture, like the woman waits on the man. That's their
Mm-hmm.
culture, and that's what he wants. And I'm like, bro, nah, I ain't about to have nobody wash my ass and put my clothes on. If I can physically do it, then I'm gonna do it. She got to do all that, but you can go out with your homies and chill. That shit weird to me, bro. That
And
shit weird. Like how I'm
that's
supposed to go out with my
After
homies and chill and drink and have fun if I can't put my own damn clothes on? Nah, bro, something wrong with that. So he was like, I just hear horror stories and that made me appreciate you even more. I'm like, I'm just blessed that I found someone who appreciates the shit I do. That's why I keep doing it. If I don't
exactly.
feel appreciated, then I ain't doing the shit for you. I'm straight.
Even with like us doing these lives and things like that, whether it's at night or in the daytime or whatever, as long as people still come around, the appreciation is being shown because y'all telling me I must be doing something and y'all not just watching it because it's me. I have to be doing something that makes sense for you to keep coming back. It ain't because you love my voice. If you love my voice, I don't know what's going on, but it must be something that's being said that's relatable for you to keep coming back. And as long as you keep coming back, I'm going to keep showing up because I understand that somebody is using what I'm saying or like what I'm saying and applying it or whatever the case may be. So I'm gonna keep coming back. But there's just so many people that just want to, don't want to do the damn work. And all right, well, you said then nah, you got to put that into action and make it work. Just because somebody's saying something, you got to make it make sense for you. It's not just because I'm saying it, you making it make sense for you. That's why, like I said earlier, this is why I believe you coined the phrase "a better user, better us." Because if I get the information and you get better, that means I'm going to get better because now I want to keep feeding. I want to keep feeding you so you can, you know, continue to improve on yourself, become that better version of yourself. And that's your purpose and not just your intent. Your purpose is to, you want to see people prosper. You want to see people grow. You want to see people to elevate. But if their intent is just to hear you to dispute it, then you defeating the whole purpose of me being here. So let me shut you down or get out the way.
And Commander Priscilla, she going off on women now. So last couple things I seen about her, she been going off on women. Then she cut her hair. She got like a
Yeah, I
high
was about to
top
say she
fade or
got
something.
she got like she like G.I. Jane a little bit. Like
She got the kid and play.
she gets like G.I. Jane.
Oh, she cut it all off.
Looked like that to me. I just seen it maybe a day or so ago. I'm like, damn, she cut it all off.
Man, that's what I'm talking. Like people, like I can't. I don't know, man. Like I can't come on here and entertain it, and that's what a lot of these people do, bro. She came on here bashing men, telling women, made a whole like women and women's group. Then she got her heart broke by a woman, and now she bashing women. Like, bro, you projecting like a motherfucker.
But you
And
not.
people,
But okay.
people don't see that. I don't understand. Like she wasn't happy in her marriage, so that's why she started talking about men.
Mm-hmm.
Then she wasn't happy in her gay relationship. Now she talking bashing about women, and it's like, well, why don't the common denominator in that is
It's
you?
just
Maybe something wrong
eggs.
with you, bro.
You're not happy. Period.
Yeah, bro.
There's a
Maybe
there's a
it's
breakdown.
you.
It's a
You know,
breakdown, and you don't want to say it's me. It's
if
me
you can't,
standing in the need of prayer, but it ain't
if you
me. Okay.
you can't get along with men or women, bro. It's you. At some point, it's you. Like,
She
god
ain't.
damn,
Yeah, because
bro.
she ain't gonna get along with a child because he can't be around her. You don't like men and women. How you gonna like it? But that's what I'm saying, man. It's up to us to understand what we need as individuals, right? Like I said, if everybody talk about boycott, okay, you want to boycott. What is the end goal of the boycotter? You're gonna do this for a minute and say, you know what, I gotta go get my nails did. I need a mani and a pedi. They do it so lovely. but but you still, so you're no longer upset with them until you need them. Like this is where you have to grow, because if you could do it yourself, do it yourself. If you could find somebody that could do it as good or whatever the case better, then you don't need those people anymore. Listen, I love soul food. I don't care about paying for it. But we know that y'all want that quick food and y'all want that fried chicken, so y'all go to that spot. Y'all go to the Chinese spot to get the fried chicken, even though y'all ain't worried about no MSG, y'all ain't worried about none of that. Y'all think it's whatever y'all think. Y'all feel like they got it better than y'all don't want to wait on the Chick-fil-A line. Y'all go to the Chinese restaurant for a chicken sandwich. You know what I'm saying? All because y'all don't want to do y'all. It's like y'all losing patience, just losing things within yourself instead of you just doing it for yourself. But maybe I'm tripping.
I mean, like I was saying, be more intentional. Don't. I mean, I said boycott, but I also said change the way you shop. That's it. Just change the way you shop, bro. I mean,
I
and you
agree.
can do that as an individual, man. Just be more intentional with purpose, and change the way you shop. Just like instead, if you want to lose weight, do not diet. I always tell, like when I was a personal trainer, I always told people do not fucking diet. Don't do that because that's a band-aid. You need to change the way you eat. That's it. Change the way you eat. You ain't got to worry about dieting. Eat cleaner, eat healthier. That's all you got to do. Because diet is temporary. That's like a band-aid. You know what I'm saying? It's a band-aid, but band-aids is only for flesh wounds. That's just something to stop the bleeding. But sometimes you need stitches. Shit, sometimes you need surgery. You know what I'm saying? That's what you
Yeah.
need, bro. You don't need no band-aid. You need stitches, homie.
If
You hit
it's
an
it,
artery, you gotta get that fixed. You need surgery now.
you need that thing opened up. Let me open you up and see what's wrong in there. Because an artery can't be bandaged, right? You got to go in there and stitch it up yourself. But if you don't know, you don't know. But this is what I'm saying. You stop. It's too many. I think it's too many people leaning on their own understanding, and their understanding is so misconstrued that, like Frankie said earlier, people will just well, he ain't say this, but there's people that are really answering their own questions and think that their answer is right, and they ain't do no work to see if it's right or wrong. They just, all right, that's what it is. All right, I'm gonna go with that. Or we get lazy and say, okay, we just gonna go to YouTube and okay, that's the only way to figure it out. No, it ain't. There's many other ways to figure it out. But the first thing you do is you stick with it because that's what it is. You're not desperate. The only people that should be desperate like that if they need a job. So if you going out for a job and they say we got 30,000 for you or 40,000 or whatever the lowest number is, even though you think you deserve more, you jump on it. Why? Because you are desperate to get that money. We just being desperate to do the simplest things and not do the work.
Let me pick your brain for a minute,
Go
right?
ahead.
If I say black men are the worst, if I put up a post to say black men are the worst, would you, from your understanding, or I don't even want to use the word understanding because I want to show people the difference between understanding and comprehension. So if I say black men are the worst, and y'all two in the chat, I want y'all to answer this. If y'all hear me make a comment saying black men are the worst, would you assume that I'm speaking about all black men? Would you take that as I'm speaking about black men in general?
Uh, I would think you thinking in general, but I would also know who you ain't talking to. Me. So I I would tell you elaborate. You know what I mean? Like explain that because I know you ain't talking about me because I'm the best. Right? Sometimes you gotta understand everything ain't for you per se. Sometimes what's the expression? If it don't apply, let it fly. Stop putting yourself in situations that you don't fit in. So stop being offended if somebody says something like that and you know that ain't you. All
Well,
black men ain't
well,
shit.
you go on. We ain't right there yet. But just the statement. If I say black men are the worst, when you like from a understanding, right? When you say black man, like the statement itself, black men are the worst. It has no division. of or categorization of what men or black men are you talking about. So it entails all. That's
Right.
just like if I say the United States. Well, I'm talking about all 50 states.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. I have nothing to divide or diversify or categorize. There's nothing in there. If I say most, then I'm talking about the majority. If I say few, then I'm talking about the minority. If I say all, that encompass all. But if I don't put anything and just label, if I have the verb and the noun without nothing to uh, categorized, then I'm speaking in general. So they had a big argument because the dude put black men are the worst. And the guy said, does this entail all? He said, well, I didn't say all. I'm just saying black man in general. Well, if you say black man in general, okay, so what's the point you trying to make? Just black men are well, so they got into a whole diatribe on if the statement meant oh then they said they went what kind of ticked me off is they said he was dumb because he thought because they didn't put I mean because they didn't put all he should have knew they weren't talking about black men in general. And I said no, that's not what that entails. It entails if you're a black male you're the worst. That's what it entails. Black man meaning if I'm a black male then I'm part of this. It didn't separate me. It didn't say black men who work hard or black men who get they no. You just saying in general. But just for argumentative purposes, that's how people do things. But that's an understanding and comprehension. That's why when I make posts, I always put that divider or that diversifier in there to separate. You know, that's like I had bad experiences with black females in my life, right? Bad experiences. But I know that the experience I had with these individuals does not reflect the collective. I can separate my personal experiences that I had from with individuals from the group. I can separate that. But that takes intellect. You have to be aware. Just because you experience something doesn't mean that's that's the experience of the totality. Doesn't mean just
That's
because I
everybody's
had bad
experience.
relationships
Yeah.
with black females that all black females are like the individuals that I had bad relationships with. But that's what people do. They generalize it. I'm talking about globally. This is why we have stereotypes. This is why we have prejudice. You know, this is people can't separate their own personal experience. Even if 15 people experience the same thing, that's just that group of people. That don't mean all is like that.
That's just
And
their
I used
truth.
to think like that, bro. I'm being honest. I used to think like that. I used to think all women were fast. Like they wanted was to screw because that's what most of the experience I had with women. Eventually, bro, I didn't have women try to date rape me. I had women try to trick me. You know, they all hot and ready. Like, damn, all women like that? No, all women aren't like that. Them was just the thoughts I was around. You know, they were like
Hmm.
that, but all women aren't like that. All women are promiscuous. I think Mo put that on a thing, like all black women aren't promiscuous. You know, but I had those experiences where every black female I dated cheated on me, and the majority of them said this: "Well, I'm gonna cheat on you before you cheat on me." Majority of them said that. So am I supposed to think all black women think like this?
I hope not. Why would you
Nah, I
stay?
don't think
Why
all
would you
black
be
women
around
think
it?
like that.
And
That
that's
was
the
the
yeah.
that was the females I was with.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. Go ahead.
Oh no, like Commander, I had that guy. He told me I was a coon. I was this. I was that. I said, bro, you can call me whatever you want. I've been called worse. Trust me. But it's just a projection. It's just a projection. You mad because you up here he was talking about well men are like this and I told him like bro everything you name you I don't understand how you can't comprehend those are levels of immaturity. And then the girl like I had to break down what a man was, right? She told me by definition a man is an adult male, and I said okay, a man is an adult male. Yeah, so just because they're not responsible, I said, well, what's the definition for adult? One who is responsible for his actions. So the shit that you're saying these males aren't responsible. So how the fuck are they a man? How are they adult males if they're not responsible for the actions? So what I said was right under context. A male is a fully developed. A man is a fully developed male, and with that development, you become an adult. What makes you a responsible person? So if a man has a kid by a woman and does not take responsibility, therefore he's not a fucking man. He's not responsible for the actions of impregnating and taking care of that woman or taking care of the woman and child. He's not responsible. So therefore he is disqualified for being called a man because a man is an adult male. So where am I wrong at?
Because they only know the physical part of it because he's 18 and stuff. But that's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
People, that's what I'm saying. You taking the shortcuts. You doing the do nows instead of going for the full objective of the situation. If you believe that he's a man, he should be doing manly things. If he's not doing all of the most of the manly things, he's not mature enough. He just grown physically, and that's it. This is why we always tell people, as long as you have room to grow, you still a man because you can adjust, you can improve, you can become a better version of yourself. If you don't have that in you, that's why people going to look at you as a child because you still doing childish things at 25, 35, or whatever age you are because you're not maturing enough mentally or any other aspect spiritually. Physically we get it. You can't grow no more. You're grown. But if you mentally grown, you can't adjust to what people saying. You think everything that's being told to you is against what you're saying, and so on and so forth. The maturity is not just physical. It's all parts of life. But people don't want to grasp all parts of life because they too stuck on the physical.
This is the thing too that I learned. This is just something I do, right? When I don't agree with somebody, I personally question why I don't agree with them before I even say I don't agree. Because maybe I'm tripping. Like we was talking about self-reflection or introspection. I don't think people do that enough, and it's very hard to do in the beginning. But just like anything that's hard to do, it becomes easy to do because it's like an innate ability of mine. I question myself more than I question anything. Because I want to know why I came to this conclusion or this thought. Why am I, doing what I'm doing, bruh? Why you keep coming in? Ain't you supposed to be sleep? All right, go ahead.
Coco asshole.
Okay, go. Bye. Go on. Get away from me. Go on. You tripping? Get off me snoring, man. You see what happened when the kids ain't got school? They come bother me. He do this. I be sleep, bro. He'll run and grab me and hug me. I'll be like, bro, you can't do that in my sleep. I'm from the hood, bro. You'll catch your elbow or something. Like, no, get off me snoring. Go on with your Sonic the Hedgehog girls. Go on, get go on, Diddy. I'm on live. You playing too much. I'm not gonna put the air mattress out here for you tomorrow. I love you.
Funny.
I know you making fun of me. Go on. Go on. Go on, Goof through. What is wrong with you?
You having
Did you get
fun?
some catnip or something? When you sleepy and you fight your sleep, go lay down. I'll be in there in a minute. You stop. You're messing up somebody's life.
No, you ain't. You say, yeah, you are. I
Uh,
just
he played too much, man. He played. He just ran. Bro, what is you doing? Uh, oh man, that's what happened when he ain't got to go to sleep for school, man. I got
see
to
that's
deal with him all day.
sad. See, that's that summertime. you starting to feel that summertime. Like, look, hurry up, school. Let's come back or something.
Yeah.
So now y'all know why he been MIA for a little bit now. He got it. Now he
If
got
it
the
ain't
school.
him, it's my daughter, bro. If it ain't him, it's my daughter, man. They both. And my daughter, she be like, "Mom," I be like, "Let your mama sleep." She's like, I just want to know something. Like, but she sleep. I said, do we wake you up when you sleep? No, because I'm a baby, but y'all adults. I'll be like, what that supposed to mean? Like, man, her reasoning, bro. I'd be like, she'll tell you, like, don't worry about it. Like, when she want to do something, and you don't want her to do something. She'd be like, Dad, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'd be like, what you mean, don't worry about it? No, you can't do that. Dad, don't worry about it. I'd be like, man, you get on my nerves,
But
bro.
that just goes to show you the mind, the concept. They just be figuring things out on their own, and when you stop doing that, you in trouble because you
Yeah,
grown.
you're in trouble. Yeah.
And and that's the greatest example of all. If your daughter was just to stop, like I'ma just be this way forever, like no the hell you ain't. I don't know. You know what I mean? You think you grown already? I think so, Dad. Like oh hell no. But this is
Come
the
on.
thing that we saying when you don't have room for growth. That's the beauty of children, and you seen it firsthand. Like you was there in the beginning when they were just walking and goo goo gaga, and now you just hear them just talking like, "Damn, where you get that from? You been around me too long," and things like that. Cause y'all they listening, they sponges, they picking up, excuse me, on everything that's being said around them. They see things, and this is what we have to understand. We are the first examples. We are the first teachers to our children. This is why we have to stop playing with certain aspects. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna be a parent, your purpose of being a parent is because you have to understand that your children are gonna view you the most. And if they view you the most, if you a screw up, they're gonna be a screw up. If you standing on business, they gonna understand they gotta stand on business. Why? Because you are the first example. You are the first teacher. But if you don't have that state of mind to understand that, you gonna be leading your child down the wrong path. They gonna be in the streets. They gonna be just doing some nonsense. Why? Because they don't know no better. Because you ain't teach them no better. And that's why you gotta have an understanding with your intent and your purpose around your kids. You have a very good. Y'all have that system intact. So y'all just watching them develop. Like damn, these kids gonna be smarter than me. Watch by 10, 12, 13, they gonna be ready to do things I didn't
Bro,
even think
bro,
about.
let me tell you, my son, he come up to me every day like that. Let's make a deal. I'm like, what? Fuck you gonna make a deal with me for? Hold on, bro. Why don't I never? And then like when you get the deals, like why don't I ever get nothing out of it? There's always you getting something out of it. That like his when my wife had her surgery, her sister came over, and my kids sleep in their room now, so she slept in the living room. And I put the air mattress up, and
Hmm.
he's like, Dad, let's make a deal. If I be good, then you gonna let me sleep on the air mattress. I said, what I get out the deal? He said, I'm gonna be good all day. And I'm looking like, bro, you supposed to be good anyway. What am I getting out of it? Like, so you only gonna be good if
So
I put
you
the air mattress. Why do you want to sleep on that? It's just fun. No, y'all want to jump on it, and y'all bust the last one. So I say, here's the deal: clean your room, clean the family room. So he did that, but then he got on my nerves earlier. Him and his sister was fighting, so no air mattress. I told him if you be good all day tomorrow, I'll put it up. He was like, "Dad, you broke the deal." I said, "Nope, because you said part of the deal was you was gonna be good." He said, "But I cleaned up. I didn't think I had to be good." And I'm like, "What? Like, bruh." And he was dead serious. He's like, "But I cleaned up, so I didn't think I had to be good." Like, what?
Now, just the,
this
just
is
the state of
this
mind of
is
that. That's crazy. He's like, wait a minute, you put a new clause in the deal, so does that revoke the old clause? Because I did clean up
yeah.
the room, and that's
This
what
is
I'm
kid
saying.
logic. Yeah, kid logic.
And you can't tell me these quote unquote grown people with these kids logic. And this is what I'm saying. Everything has to develop, and that's what makes an adult an adult. You have to develop these things. Until you develop it, you still got the mind of a child. You still going to be childlike. You still going to do kid shit. You still going to do nonsense. And when you don't understand that, you're going to be stuck where you at. And this is what people need to understand. Commander said you can't win word.
No, I ain't gonna win with none of them, bro. I can't even win with the dogs no more, bro.
Well, you got two
Bro,
of them now. I told you. I don't know what
That
Nola doing, but
listen, man, listen. I don't want y'all to take this no messed up way, but I'm gonna just say it the only way. Like when I got the second dog, I was like, man, that's their dog. I don't even want to fuck with it, right?
who
Like I
told
don't
you?
want nothing to do with the dog. This little dog will not stay away from me, bro. I cannot sit down without the dog in my lap. Like, and it don't listen to nobody but me. The dog don't listen to nobody but me. And I'm looking like, and now like, if I go outside and sit in my little rocking camping chair, I'd be waiting for her. She jump up in my lap, and I'm like, I'm not even comfortable unless the little dog in my lap now. Like, I can't look, man. That's my little homie now, bro. It's like a little teddy bear. It just be sitting in my lap chilling, and I'd be petting it. I'd be like, man, I was not supposed to be doing all this, bro. I did not want to like this dog, but that's my little Cocoa Puffs now, man. And then Nola, they be getting jealous. They be fighting over me, bro.
I
And
bet.
my wife be like, they don't fight over me like that, and I'd be like, man, like Cocoa Puffs don't be playing. And
No,
she's
got
a stereotype little dog. Bro, she will run and bark at things, and when they come close, she run right under Nola. She run literally under her. Be like literally standing under her barking. And Nola be looking like, what the hell is you doing? Why is you barking right now? Nola be looking like, what's going on? Bro, I can't, bro. Oh man, but that's life, man. I enjoy it.
but that's what I'm. You see what I mean? Like people don't have those opportunities to enjoy those type of situations, right? But that doesn't mean that things in your situation don't get done, right? It's still things that you're still doing, right? You still with the kids. You still look. You took on the second dog. Now that you didn't want to be a part of the dog, now the dog is. I'm gonna make you a part of me. And now you adjust.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's still adjustments that need to be made, and you're making them. There's people out here that don't want to adjust because they want to be where they are. They're comfortable in nonsense. They're comfortable in foolishness, and that's where a lot of people gonna stay because they don't want to. They don't want to adjust. They don't want to conform. They don't want to improve. So sucks to be them.
But that little dog is entitled to sit in my lap whenever I sit down, bro. It's like I can't stop it. I sit on the couch. I gotta lock the gate for her not. She will dart in here and just jump on me. I put her down. She'll jump right back up and like she look like you gonna get tired before me. I'd be like, God damn, bro. I don't, I don't like dogs sitting on my couch. Definitely ain't no getting in my damn bed. That shit don't pop. But my wife like, that's why we got the couch covers. I'd be looking at her like, bruh, I don't want the dog on the couch. And then my son be like, Dad, you know what your wife did? I'd be like, your mama. He started laughing like, your wife. Like, any look when he wants something from her, he'd be like,
Mom.
Mom. But when he telling on her, he'd be like, Dad, you know what your wife did? Like, bro, like man, I love my family to death, but I be looking at them like, bro, y'all. I told my mom, I'm like, bro, this house is dysfunctional. Like these people in here crazy, mama. And she was like, who you think they get it from? Your crazy ass. And I'd be like, okay, yeah. And she'd be like, how many times did you tickle Shark feet today? I probably like 4 or 5. She like, why? You know she hate it. And I'd be like, that's why I do it, because she don't like it. That's why. I play with my wife's feet because she hate it, bro. She hate when I tickle her feet. So that's why I do it. She'd be like, so why you think they do the shit to you? Because you don't like it. And I'm like, that's why. And she said, well, who you think is the leader of the gang? You are. She said, you go around picking with people all day, and right when you get relaxed, that's when everybody pick with you. I'm like, I don't do that. She's like, you do it from the time they wake up until the time they go to sleep. And then you start complaining when they pick with you. And I'm like, and then I just do shit off GP, bro. I don't even be knowing I do the shit half of the time. Like, yeah, I be
That's,
fucking with everybody, even the
that's
dogs, bro. My dog would be asleep. I go pull her tail. She'll pop up, and I'm laughing. And I'm like,
just
oh damn, I
normal
do
for you.
fuck with everybody. I just didn't know. I didn't notice I did it though. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know I'd be fucking with everybody,
That
but I
shit is
do,
just
bro.
normal for you, and that's what
It's
I'm
just
saying.
normal. It just comes out naturally, bro. Like a fart. You ever like walk and fart and didn't like, damn, I ain't mean to, but it came out.
Man,
That's
that
how
shit
it
just
be,
came
bro.
out. Yeah, it just came out. I
Yeah,
don't
that's how
know.
it be. It just came out.
Look, it's natural.
Yeah, it happens subconsciously, bro. I just fuck with everybody subconsciously, bro. I don't be thinking. I don't be conscious that I'm doing it. It happens subconsciously, bro.
Oh god, this
It's
this
like when you tie your shoe, do you be saying, Right loop, left loop. Both.
No,
No, you don't do it. You just tie it. That's how I fuck with people, bro. I don't be thinking about it. I just do it, bro.
until you get lazy, you buy them. You buy the shoes, the laceless shoes. You just put your feet. We wear slides and some shit. I ain't tired of those shoes before. Just slide it in there. I don't care. I'm walking on the back of the shoe or not. But that's
Hey, command. This the
yeah.
funny thing, Commander. They both females. She talk about make them men. They both females, bro. I don't like male dogs. I don't. They piss everywhere, bro. I'm straight. I like female dogs.
Oh, that's a manly thing. You
Yeah,
don't
I don't.
like.
I don't like them mark and tear
Well, you
doing
know
all that mark and tear.
that.
Nah, bro.
This is my shit anyway. Don't be walking your shit.
You look. I'm a. Do you know why the primary reason? Now listen. This is why I don't. I don't want to get a male dog because my wife is into this neutering and spading thing. She don't like animals that's not neutered or spayed. I am not buying a male dog because I refuse to cut their balls off, bro. I'm not buying a male dog. I refuse to do that.
I
So I'm not
understand.
buying a male dog. Look, I never have a male dog as long as I'm married to my wife. Nope. Cause she gonna cut their balls off, and I'm gonna be feeling bad every day, like having to watch a dog walk around with no balls. No, man, it's go. That's emasculating the dog, bro. I'm straight. I ain't gonna be a part of that, bro.
That's the best way to put it, but
So
it's
I
true.
never have a male dog as long as I'm with my wife. Nope.
That's true. That it's it. This is great. I mean, listen, man. Can't nobody tell you, man. Like, can't nobody tell you your understanding or your logic is not yours because you're a unique individual, and the things that but sometimes the things that you experience, it makes you you. It gives you a clear understanding. That's why I tell a lot of people, the more things you go through, the more you can fit in certain situations because you've been through so much. Now it's not that much you haven't been through. That's why I say adversity makes you more diverse because once you go through so many different things, hey, sometimes you go look for the unexpected just because you unseen everything. We'll find something that I ain't been through yet, and when it happens, you adjust to that, and hey, I know how to
Hey,
get through that situation again.
I say this, bro. I don't. I've been through a lot. I know it's a lot more that I can go through. Um, but you're right, bro. The more you experience, it's not only experience things, is taken from the experience too. Because I know a lot of people who've been through more than me. They just didn't learn through the experiences. So um, a lot of times when you don't extract the information to grow from the experience, you can become bitter. You can become a victim. You I mean that's what happens most of the time. People go through things and didn't learn. Like I was saying, like just using myself as an example. With my ex-wife, I can sit up here and complain. She did this to me. She did that to me. She treated me like that. She did. I can do that all day, or I can accept the fact that she is who she is, and then I can take accountability because I recognize that in the midst of being with her, like, bro, this is who she is, and I still thought I can change. Like this is what people don't want to admit. A lot of times people stay in fucked up situations because they think they can change people. Bro, that's what they do. Well, I know they can do better. They have potential to do this. They can. I just need to give them a chance. No, people are who they are. So don't be upset at the person for being themselves. Be upset at yourself for allowing them to be with you because ultimately that's what it is. Ultimately, we allow people to be in our lives. We allow the wrong people. And instead of saying these are the wrong people for us, we blame the people. No,
Because
you can't. That's why you don't hear me bashing my ex-wife, and I never will. You don't hear me bashing my brothers. The reason why I'm legally blind, and I never will. They are who they are. I had to learn not to tolerate certain things, not to deal with certain things. That was my lesson that I learned. Just because a person is your blood, don't mean you have to deal with them. Just because you love someone, don't mean you have to be with them.
yes,
You know,
sir.
you don't mean you have to tolerate they BS. That don't mean just because this is my family, don't mean I gotta tolerate this. No. I can excuse myself from the situation. And that's when you become more happier, bro. Like it's a lot of people who I was when in their time of need, I was there for them. But when I needed someone, they ain't nowhere around. I can't be mad at them because now when I start looking back, I'm like, that wasn't even part of their character, bro. They was never really dependable. I never
Right.
seen them help go out their way to help anybody. So why would I expect them just because I helped them? Now I expect them to be there for me. No, that I'm expecting something that they never been capable of
Yep.
from them just because it's me. Just because I did for them, now I expect no, they're not capable of it. So why would I be upset at them? Why I'm gonna be upset at somebody for not walking towards me when they ain't got no legs, bro? They ain't built for this, bro. They ain't built for walking. So I'm gonna be mad because they ain't walking. Why would I be mad at somebody that they ain't clapping for me if they ain't got no damn arms, bro? They ain't built to clap. And that's how we put these expectations on people. We expect people to be good to us because they family. We expect people to be good to us because we say they friends. No. Some of them people, be honest with yourself. Some of the people in your life are not capable of the things that you expect from them.
Yeah. Absolutely. But
That's just what it is.
that don't mean that you have to make the adjustments to them. No, it just means
Nah.
you just gotta fall back a little bit, and that's another thing that we have to learn. Like sometimes, like it's different with you, right? And this is what makes you you. A lot of people, I think I'm starting to see that a lot of people don't learn from their failures or their mistakes or their errors. So they continue to do the shit expecting a different result instead of saying, you know what, it's a great chance that this is not going to get done because I'm looking at the person and they ain't never did it before, like you just said. But people just have the projection and the expectations that they're you or it's you getting something in return. That's not how life works a lot of the time. A lot of the time, people are there. All right, I rock with you because I know you're gonna be there for me. I rock with you because I know you're gonna extend that ear for me to vent or whatever the case be. That don't mean I'm gonna do that for you, and we expecting that in return. That's why sometimes I won't even say nothing. If I'm going through something, I won't say nothing. Why? Because I'm not expecting nobody to understand what I'm going through. And if is that wrong? Of course it is. Because you shouldn't. A lot of the time, you shouldn't be solving your own problem. You should be getting advice or certain things like that. But a lot of the time, you don't expect those people that you gave to reciprocate because you already know they don't have it in the first place to give it back to you, so you will never ask them that. Or maybe that's just me. That's my personal experience. If I know I'm giving you money, I can never ask you for money because I'm always giving you money. So how the hell am I expecting you to give me money back that you ain't never got because you always got it from me? You see what I'm saying? But we have to stop projecting that people are like us and understand that everybody's not you and you're a different person.
I'm learning to accept people for who they are. It's saving me a lot of time. Yeah, yeah, Mo. I came to that conclusion uh years. That's why, like I said, I came to that conclusion. I think my ex-wife helped me understand that, honestly, because that was the first time I really wasn't upset at what someone did to me. I wasn't really upset. I mean, I was upset in the moment, but I got over it real quick and just realized, like, bro, she just her. Like, she can't do no better than what she been doing, bro. Like, she, Polo Tink Tink gonna be all right one day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish the best for, like, bro. It's like some of the stuff that she doing. It wasn't like rational. It wasn't rational, bro. And it's like, I mean, I know you doing this out of fear. She doing it out of anger. She not having her way. She tend to look at other people and then expect, she look at other people's results and expect the same results, not understanding what they had to go through to get it. She did that a lot. So I mean, it was just that's what she do, and she was more of a liability to me. And at that position and juncture in my life, I had to eliminate all liability. Um, so it wasn't, it's no bad blood. Like, I wish the best for her, man. It's like a lot of people in my family upset and mad and angry at her. I'm not mad and angry at her. Even when we went to the divorce, we sitting there talking to judge like, you really want to get divorced? I look like, yes, yes, please hurry up. Yeah. but we was cool talking, and the judge was like, "Y'all really, yeah." I'm not bitter at her. I'm not mad at her. I'm not. I wish the best for her, bro. I just can't fuck with her no more. That's it. That's it. I'm not. I'm not. Even my brother, bro. I'm not. My wife is heated. Like, you got to go through this every day because okay, it's done. It's over with, bro. Uh, he got to live with it. You know what I'm saying? I got to live with this. He got to live with what he created. So I'm good. I fucked up, bro. I could take accountability for what I did. She like, what you did wrong? I didn't fuck him up. If I would have fucked them up right away, none of this would have happened. They both would have been knocked out, flat and simple. So that's what I could have did different. I can't control what anybody else do, but I can control what I do. So I mean, well, that's your brother. He shouldn't have did this. He should, and people off their kids every day, bro. That's just the world we live in. So I mean, it's not about the world being right for me. It's about me understanding how the world functions and operates. Now you about to come over here messing with me.
Get him. No. Was
What
that
you
your
bothering
daughter?
me for? I don't want you up here.
Uh,
Why you pissing me? I don't want no. No. The breath stank. You ain't eat a greenie today, did you? You want a greenie?
that's Coco. That's the
What is
little
you
one.
staring at? You scare me when you do that. She just be she not staring at me, but that's my big girl. Yeah, I like when you lay next to me.
Oh, that's Nola.
This my homie, man. This my ride or die right here.
That sounds like me, my ex hubby. We was cracking jokes at the courthouse while getting out of divorce. Sometimes, you gotta do what's best for y'all, and just because you love somebody, sometimes you gotta let them go because it's not healthy for you. It's not going to
Yeah,
produce the things that you needed to produce. I don't care how much you think that person is dope. I don't care how much you think that person loves you. Sometimes it just don't work. You just gotta, hey, I love you enough to let you go. I love you enough to just let's just part our own ways. Like even in your situation, I think you loved them enough not to put your hands on them the way that you wanted to, and that led to the situation. You know what I mean? Cause
no, I
that,
love myself enough not to put my hands on nobody, bro. That's fuck
I'm
loving
just
the other. Look, listen. Let me tell
I'm
y'all. Let me
just
give y'all some.
good. Yeah.
Let me give y'all some free game. Fuck loving the other person not to fuck them up. Love yourself enough not to fuck nobody up. That's where
Mm-hmm.
it comes. It's not about the other person because another person doing some shit to you, you gonna feel some type of way. But you gotta love yourself not to put yourself in a messed up position. And that's what happens like in the street and with these relationships, bro. Like people put their hands, like me putting my hands on a female. I already know I'm going to jail. That's what's gonna happen, bro.
Right.
Regardless of who started it, I'm going to jail. So especially with my ex-wife, she had a habit when she get mad, she want to hit and throw and stuff. There's a couple times like, bro, I put my head through a wall to not put my hands on her because I knew, like, bro, she used to tell me like, as soon as you touch me, I'm calling the police. She told me one time she was slamming her arm in the door. I'm looking like, what is you doing? She's like, I'm about to call the police on you. I started recording her ass. Like, no, you ain't. Like, bro, like, can you imagine that shit? Like, that's some shit you see on a movie. We had an argument
What's
about
love got to
going
do with
out.
it?
We had an argument about going out. And she got to the point she yelling and screaming. I said, "Look, you can go out. I'm not going out. Listen, you hang around a certain type of crowd. I don't do gay bars. I don't. It's a bar with gay people in it. You can explain it. Anything. It's still a bar. It just got gay people. Look, I don't do that." She got so mad. She went to the door and started. And I'm like, "What is you doing?" She was like, "About to call the police on you." I picked up the phone and started. I caught her slamming her arm 4 times. Like, go ahead, you call the police now. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna show him this video. Then she started trying to take my phone, and I'm looking like, bro, she trying to fight me over the phone. So I dialed 911. I dialed 911. Like, nah. Well, you will call the police. Bro, you just threatened me with that, and
Mm-hmm.
now I don't know what you gonna do. You might fall down the stairs and get to the bottom and call the police. Said I pushed you. No, I'm calling the police on your crazy ass. Because even if they take you and put you in the little white jacket in the padded room, I'm gonna be all right, bro. I gotta do what I gotta do to protect me. You threaten me with the police, bro. Don't play with me like that. But I've been in relationships like that. But when I say all women are like that, no.
No.
but I know what women are capable of. A woman is capable of that, but I'm not gonna say all women are like that. Now, if a woman say, as me as a man, you're capable of hurting me as a woman, I could agree with her. I am very capable of hurting a woman. Am I gonna do it? No, but I'm very capable of it. Yeah, if I decide to put my hands on a woman, it won't be good for the woman. That's fact. But am I gonna put it? No. Why? Because I love myself, bro. I like being free. I ain't about to sit on no bunk bed smelling no butt and feet. I'm good, bro. I'm doing whatever I can do to
Oh,
prevent
nigga,
myself
yo.
from going to jail. And I've been doing, I've been good for 42 years, just minding my own goddamn business. And I ain't in no jail cell, bro. So I'm good, bro. People be like, you can't be afraid to go to jail. Nah, bro. Fuck that. That's what kept me out of jail. That fear, bro.
Nah,
That's what kept me out.
nah,
That's the
you just
problem
love
with y'all. Y'all
you
ain't
love
play
that
that
you love
shit.
that freedom more than the other option. That's all that means. I love my freedom more than that option. I'm straight.
Yeah,
I like looking out. I like coming outside instead of looking out a window. So, and they telling me when
yeah.
I gotta come out. Nah, I'm straight. I'm good with it. So but oh Mo, this is the only other difference, right, between this and StreamYard, right? Like right now, like I got a 2 hour limit on this. StreamYard, you can go the whole 20, 30 hours. You can go all day. But this is different, and so that's how But other than that, it's easy to use. Um, I just use this more because if we gonna have a serious conversation, I'd rather have it on StreamYard so we can have it 3, 4 hours. Cause I don't pay for neither one of them. E ebooks is when you want to be short and concise with your conversations. Like I got 2 hours. All right, we're gonna have a 2 hour conversation. But Streamyard, you can do that. You can go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can go 10 hours straight with Streamyard. But that's the only difference that I see. I use them both. But if we're gonna have a conversation like this, and I know my 33 brother, he about to go watch. He stopped the boycott so he can go watch his shows in a little bit. So when I know he get ready to get up out of here, this is when we use Evamux. If not, we'll be on StreamYard. But that's the only difference though. But what's your final word as we get ready to get up out of here so you can because them kids will get ready to come get you.
My final word is I enjoyed this conversation, bro. I missed this talk. I want to get on a man, Mo. You got to come on a panel with us one day. Um, but I still have that desire to build a community. Under the banner of 9%. Solution seekers. I still have that desire. It's just I'm not. I want the right people, not all people. I don't want all people. I want the right people. So I'm gonna do my part more. Get on here more. But it is the year to nine. So I mean, the year to one. So um, it's more about me right now.
Yeah.
I'm getting myself together so I can be the best version of me for y'all. So I'm gonna use this time to do that. But when I do come back on, I got hot lava, hot fire. But I appreciate everybody rocking with us, man. And I mean, as far as the topic, if, uh, I don't even know what the topic was. Why you was pissed? I mean,
Oh
but
yeah, I was pissed because we was talking about the intent and the purpose,
in a
right?
purpose, there you go. Intent and purpose. Utilize them together. Let them work off one another. Like I said, like male, female, it don't matter. Let one energy, let your purpose fuel your intent. You know, um, you don't have to have one or another, but you have both of them, and they work well together. So, yeah, just define your purpose and be more intentional, I guess. But yeah, that's all I got, bro. I'm a hop dog.
I
Appreciate y'all,
I
man. Appreciate
appreciate you,
y'all.
man. Shout out to my 33 brother, the word himself, the legend that is the word. We miss him a lot. I'm just glad that he took some time, and came up here and conversated with us. And I appreciate his conversation because sometimes you could piggyback off what he say and put your own perspective on the idea, right? This is why I tell people, you it's okay to to get in a understanding of what somebody's saying and add to it or you know build upon it. But at the same time, man, you got to show the person that gave you the idea some love. So I think what I did tonight is I showed him that love because I wanted him to understand. I'm piggybacking off of your conversation, but it just makes me mad because people don't want to add. I don't. They don't want to give the credit where it's due or give flowers because of who's saying it. And sometimes you gotta stop being childish and say, you know what, you made a great point. Let me add to it, as he done for me tonight. We just added upon what we said to each other, and we just make it to where we want people to understand that this can work. It can work because we keep the purpose is to show you that it works. The intent is just to just allow people to see that it works, but the goal is to show the results of what happens when it works. You become good people, you become good friends, you become, you know, equals. You don't lose your individuality in when you become a group and things like that. He showed that way. He's a great example of how it's possible without losing yourself within a certain group or whatever. Because the goal is the goal, right? Because his intent is to make something happen. The purpose is to show that we can all come together and be that group of people that set the example. So I'm very appreciative of him taking the time to allow me to conversate with him even on this live tonight. But it's just a blessing, and it's a blessing that you guys get to see there's two grown men having a very civil conversation. Even if we were to disagree, we could still talk about it and be the people that we are. And so, shout out to the word. Commander, we miss you too. Don't. It was just us up here, but we miss you too. And I miss a lot of y'all. But I know life is life, and like I said, we not giving up on the goal, and tonight should be the perfect example of why we're not giving up on the goal. Because even though it's our intent to show that it's possible, the purpose is that we will succeed. That's our purpose, to succeed in showing that we will get this thing done one way or the other. So with that being said, shout out to More Perspective. I appreciate you stopping by. Scorp, I know you probably went to sleep. I appreciate you. Realist Day One, I appreciate you showing up. Nicole, I saw you up here earlier. I appreciate you showing up. And anybody else that I missed tonight. Frankie Blanco, appreciate you. One day, we're gonna kick it like we used to. Your conversation, your energy is a blessing. Continue to be that blessing, Frankie. We need more people like you. I think I got a Blackbird. Appreciate you stopping by. I said realist. And of course the star of tonight's show. A third score. I appreciate you stopping by. My 33 brother. Appreciate you coming up and conversating. But we'll be back soon to have another conversation like that. But tomorrow, my Mr. 33 will be over there talking about wrestling and the finale of the NBA and the NHL. We'll be talking about that. That's tomorrow at 11:30. So with that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all stopping by. I'll see y'all on Mr. 33's side tomorrow. I'm out.